On the 11th of September of this year, if and when the Dove World Outreach Center does have its ghoulish ceremony of consigning a number of Qur'ans to the flames, I rather suspect that the participants will sincerely at that time believe that they have struck a blow against their number one scapegoat among many other scapegoats. I'm not saying that the Dove World Outreach Center is the only one that is scapegoating. There are any number of organizations or individual people in the West who tend to scapegoat the Islamic world for all of the world's or the West's problems, be it from violence in the streets, terrorism, backwardness, whatever, fanaticism. The Islamic world has become a very useful target for people who would like to assign blame. Now, that's not to say that the reverse process isn't happening. I've been looking around on a number of Islamic sites. It's not a very difficult thing to do, to sort of snoop on what's being discussed about the West over this Burn the Qur'an Day, and the counter rhetoric is pretty horrible as well. So both sides are in on the game. A lot of times the rhetoric is disguised in Arabic or script, either the Arabic language or Urdu, I believe, or phonetically. People don't seem to realize that it's a simple click of a mouse to translate this, and you can read exactly the vitriol that is coming off a lot of people's minds onto the web from the Islamic world. So we have pretty much each side being the mirror image almost of the other. Now, dealing with a society that has grown accustomed to scapegoating is a difficult thing, or at least a portion of society, because people don't want to give up their scapegoats, because having a scapegoat, having a foil, having someone else to blame everything on, robs the world of its simplicity. The world is not a simple place. I think that 90% of the human race is okay with that. But 10% of the human race, of any given society, of any given cross-section, wants simple answers. They want to say, it's all the fault of the West. It's all the fault of the Muslims. It's all the fault of the Jews, which we've heard before, and unfortunately on the Islamic side, one is hearing that same old tired refrain again, unfortunately. It's often said in code, or it's often not said in English, but it's said all the time. But by the same token, just because the Islamic world's propaganda is crude as compared to the Western world's, doesn't mean that the Western world's propaganda is any less strident, or that the scapegoating on either side is any stronger. I think that an interesting development in this is each society, the 90% of sane people, or the 90% of people that understand that the world is not a simple place, are coming to realize that there are more and more people who think like them on the other side. The same internet that can spread craziness and hysteria is now starting to spread sanity. People are starting to reach out and just learn to ignore the extremists on the other guy's side. And I think that that's one good thing that may have come out of even Dra Muhammad Day, and may yet, if we keep up the pressure, keep up this campaign and countless others like it, we may yet push forward a little bit more. No more scapegoating, no more blaming is a little bit unrealistic, but if we can cut back on it, or at least reduce the number of people who are able to actually do it and get a hearing and sound like they are central to the debate, I think that we will have accomplished quite a bit. We have two gigantic and very old civilizations. Yes, the West actually is a very old civilization, sort of running into each other hard for the first time. I think that both civilizations are essentially decent, but we've all got our crazies. We've got to learn to ignore the crazies and reach out to the people who don't want this to be the way of the future, endless conflict. Don't burn a book day. on September the 11th. Thank you.